Well, I put a gauge on this argon tank I got a couple weeks ago, and it's completely empty. I found a place nearby, an independent place. This came from Air Gas. I want to see how much they are for a tank. And then my oxygen tank is a quarter full. My acetylene is completely empty. Also, I've had a problem since the day I exchanged this tank. This valve is extremely tight, and I don't want to fuck with it. It's really hard to open. I think it just needs to be lubricated. This one's fine. So we're going to go ahead and get those exchanged, or figure out what we're going to do. I should jump online and see the price. That's a 20 cubic foot oxygen, and I don't know what the acetylene is. I don't know what this is. I want to say it's a 40 or 60. I have to do a little Google search. All loaded up. I got 125 cubic big tank. I got my little tanks, and I can't start the truck, so I put the power 12 volt maker charger on there, starter, and I plugged in the heater. I didn't put 10 gallons of gas in the last time I drove it. I guess it was last Thursday, and I didn't put any supplement in there, but I found online a supplement calculator, because that bottle treats 250 gallons. I put in 10. 250, 10. The other amusing thing is, at a closer look at the bottle that I bought under desperation because my truck wasn't running because it was 15 degrees. This is not anti-gel. This is performance. This is anti-gel. The little supplement's anti-gel. So we put some anti-gel in there. That probably helps, but that probably didn't solve the problem. That did. It doesn't sound like it's getting fuel. So we'll go ahead and try her now. Now, she's got two batteries on her. Battery A, battery B. I forget which one I'm supposed to charge, but I think it's this one, because this one ties back to that one. There's some weird thing. If you charge that one, this could be dead. But if you charge this one, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense because they're tied together. Although there might be a relay on that one battery on the negative side. So, this being a diesel has glow plugs. Glow plugs. I was hearing that click on. Turned all the other electricals off. That. Oh, it did start. It was not a happy engine. Now, I have been putting transmission fluid in the gas there. Yeah, when you get white stuff like that, that's incomplete combustion. So, let that idle. My goal is to exchange the tank. I also got to put some air in the tire. I think it's cooling a little. The last time I did that was because the air being low on one side. These take 70 psi. I also have too much in the back. I think I'm going to let some out. I can't figure this out. Cold. 70 and 50. 50 on the front, 70 in the back. More like 50. It's really hard to get to that, so I'm going to just turn it around. Newton Falls, an old department store that's now recycled materials, but this would make a big countertop. Unfortunately, it's a little wide. Old bowling alley, I think. I think this is about $150 a piece. Holy shit. Steer treads? Looking at countertop ideas, tile blacksmith ideas, maybe rain barrel. They have some olive barrels. There's one over there for $20. Make a good rain barrel. What do you think of this? Damn. It's gotta be flooring. It is. Do a countertop out of that. Got some big toys over there. She wants another pegboard. I thought I picked the third sheet down to be in good condition, but there's a little thing there, but that's fine. We're not using the whole sheet here. Did buy some tuber furs. Put underneath there, kind of keep her a little bit clean down there. We always use a 2x4. Thought they'd have some really shitty wood. They just had really shitty wood at regular prices. So that's great. It is nice out. Not as freaking cold as it was when I woke. Happy dog. Well, I bought these at the sale today. They're Pokes. They're pretty good quality. I mean, they're in good shape, seemingly. Tweeter. Though after I bought them, the lady brought them to the door and I picked them up and I heard a rattling sound and I just opened up the woofer to get this out, and I kind of expected something more like a crossover, but in hindsight, the crossover, it seemed a little denser, and that's why, because it's this. So what is this? Well, this is the other end of the tweeter. So I have to glue that back on there and somehow figure out how to get it straight. And also the ferrofluid is kind of leaking, but maybe we can, I don't know how to deal with that, but I like to be able to use this. Also see if there's a part number on this. Yep. Worst case, I can order a new one, but it's definitely not going to work. That was interesting. I didn't realize until I got it close. There's a piece of steel in the plastic, and it just sucked it right in. You can kind of see it enhance right down there. Weird. You can. It's underneath it's that piece, that silver sharp thing. I guess I don't know how to align this, but maybe it's aligned. I don't know. We'll have to give it some, hook up the speakers and see if we can hear something. I guess if it sounds good, then it is good. Plan to use these in the garage. The speakers I have in there, they're all Augios, and they're getting a little tired. They weren't very good to begin with. Very nice, sturdy. And it's all vinyl wrap, so it should do well in the wetness of the garage. I hear audio. Sounds okay. I'm sure it'd be better if that fluid was in there. Oh, there's a little rattle. Once it hits the harmonics. I think I have a sweep sound I could use. I don't know how to fix this. 97, so they're almost 20 years old. I've been working on this the past 2 hours. Well, actually I had some leftover epoxy. And I did epoxy all the anchors in. This stuff's hard. In fact, that one's epoxy down, period. It didn't take long to cure. I don't know why practically has to need it. That's the tarp I'm going to use to cover these. I messed up a tendon in my foot, so I'm less likely to push those myself. So actually, I need to get them up on the hand truck and move them over there is the goal. There's a little tendon here that goes like 2 fingers, and it holds the tendon that goes up your leg, which allows you to do this. Well, mine's strained and hurts like hell. It's so weird because I've had problems with the tendon that connects the heel from the bottom, and I've usually rolling a tennis ball on that stretches it, makes it not hurt, and I just manage it that way. It's been about 15 years, but that's been not working. It's because it's not It's the tendon that attaches, but it's the tendons that hold it in there to the bone. Again, it's like two little strips. So rolling on it, stretching, it just actually makes it worse. So I've been not doing that on purpose. Anyhow, couldn't start this. It goes click, click, click. I charged the batteries. This is a 14 volts. That's a 13.7. I'm gonna let it charge a little more. It's not the batteries. I've cleaned all the contacts. I took the other end of this off the engine and cleaned the ground over there. It was a little crusty. Did the same thing over here. There's another ground coming off of here. This goes right to the engine block. So basically, that goes to the engine block. That goes to the engine block. These cross connect, the positives, and then it comes out of here. This is where things get interesting. Goes to that fusible link there. Now I'm thinking maybe that's not a good contact. So again, what happens is it fully charged batteries. Now the batteries are 6 years old. I wish I knew where the keys were. I don't know what I did with the keys. Anyhow, it just goes click, click, click. And then it dies as soon as you try to start it. Like the gauges flicker. As soon as you try to engage the, when you turn on the heating coils, turn on and it just loses all power. So, A, I gotta find my keys. I think they're inside. And B, I gotta clean that thing up. But boy, I didn't expect this one. Because I'm like, good, batteries. Oh, there they are. Everything's working. It's gonna rain in a little bit. This is why we're trying to do this now. Well, we tried to do it yesterday. Okay, let's see what goes on there. Yeah, right now it's completely dead. Got nothings. So yeah, that's great. And I even have the charge on there. It should be producing some power. So I'm pretty sure that's the bad thing. Am I gonna have to replace the cables? Probably, but I think it's just this cable right here. You can take the whole thing off unless it's tied with these old plastic things and wrapped with electrical tape everywhere. That makes it easy to service. Well, since it's gonna rain and I gotta get this out anyhow, so I took the air cleaner out, took the battery cover off, top cover. Now I'm taking the bottom cover off. This looks like that just clips out. So I gotta get to this cable here, which is all tied underneath here. So might as well do it now. I know it has ABS. I didn't know that's where the pump is. What's interesting is there's only 2 lines going in. Huh. Maybe it's rear and then front. I don't know. It's really activated, I've noticed. Okay, well, we got a lot more room here. So it's tied here, here, was tied here, and then wrapped in this tape. So we're gonna do some surgery. So 1, 2, 3. I have a feeling if we do some surgery, I can just pull it out of this plastic stuff. I'm inclined just to put these two together. Not even bother with all this crap. Look at this thing's definitely probably rotted from the underneath. That doesn't look good. Probably use this as a zip tie point. What goes in there? Decided. I think I'm just gonna fuse these together. So I need to cut back the insulation so I can see what's there. Looks like it's about a, I don't know what gauge that is, but it's not that thick. I'm gonna go ahead and buzz that off. And this is 2 wires, so it's a little weirder, but we just need to fuse those together. Yeah. A little disappointed in the fuel lines over here. I thought they were stainless steel. Those are the ones that leaked, where I ended up putting a hose on there, the blue and white down there. So there's just a hose in on one of those. Thought they were stainless steel, but clearly they're not. So that's great. Okay, well, now we got these. Just need to figure out how to mechanically couple those and tape the shit out of it and zip tie it to there. And we'll be done with that. I took the liberty of spraying some anti-rust converter on some of this, which is why it's black now. I knew it was gonna win, but not, I mean, it was gonna rain, but not like this. Good things we had dreams out here. That's a better picture. I'm hoping when I have more grass and less dirt that this will stop plugging up. But you can see an active stream running through here. See water running through there. Well, we gotta get in here. There she is. She's right there. Let's see if we can get this to drain a little better. Oh, yeah, it's all dirt. That's not going the way I want it to go. Because it should be draining a lot faster than that. Great. It's draining more like that. I don't know if this thing is clogged or what's going on there. I have a feeling I'm going to be cleaning this drain out at some point in the near future. That seems to work better. I gotta put in a drain over here and connect that at some point. So that drains over there and this drains that way. But yeah, that's working a lot better. I spent 15-20 minutes looking in the basement for different mechanical couplers, and I came up with this big copper bolt with the sleeve so the wires go through there. Then there's this little piece here, enhance, that tightens down, and I cranked the heck out of that. It's mechanically very sturdy. So I'm gonna cover it with some deoxide goo and wrap the crap out of this, put this back on there. I'm gonna drill a hole through here, just put a zip tie, just kind of tighten that down there and let her be. And maybe it'll start now. Certainly can't be worse. That's not going anywhere. I taped the crap out of it, put a hole in the plastic, zip tied that. So now you gotta put all this crap back together. I gotta wash this stuff out. There's like goo and crap in there, so we'll go ahead and hose her off. Sophie's boyfriend came. He wanted to get his car alignment checked, and I have a tool to do that, though the interwebs said I had the wrong email account for what I don't know. I got to get them to do that. But anyhow, so I told him, well, I asked him what the symptoms were, and he said the car kind of wanders down the road. So I said, well, let's throw it up on the lift, hence green car's there, because two cars can't occupy the same space. And I jacked up each wheel and we wiggled it, and the front driver's side was extremely loose. So after this is where having a lift handy, lying underneath, well, he was underneath while I was moving it, we noticed that the ball joint, which is the part that goes into the steering knuckle to turn it, was loose. So I think we forgot to tighten that, we or him, I don't know who you want to call it, but that's one of those where you gotta put a Torx at the top of the bolt to hold the stud from turning while you grab a 23 millimeter wrench. It's really annoying. So I tightened the fuck out of that. And unfortunately, I think that while it was moving, it wore out the inner tie rod, because that's now moving a little bit. But at least now it shouldn't clunk, and it should go down the road a little straighter. I told him to Google how to change the inner tie rod. I've never done one of those, so that'll be fun. So that's why that's out, and why my car is surprisingly she started right up with you know, full electrical circuits. So the whole purpose for this last night was I need to jack up the rear end, put some jack stands underneath there, and I'll listen to see what that scraping noise I've had for the last 6 months is. So we're pretty much to 7 p.m. Friday. We're back on track, except it's Sunday. This thing's never coming off. Yeah, so I got it up on jack stands, and should be able to get her. So she rotates, and we'll go ahead and put her in gear and climb underneath there and see what's happening. I got the front wheel chalked with a little rubber thing, at least to keep it from rolling out. I wish to clean the mud off first, but I think it's that. Looking good. So we're gonna go and take a look. It might be the U-joints I put in 2 years ago. Yeah. That's running fine. It's got a little hole. Like it's this. I gotta get in there. This is not comfortable for me. Somebody's gotta deal with that rust soon. Okay, well, It's definitely not the rear end here. It's in here. I don't know if it's the emergency brake or this or the rear bearing. Doesn't seem to be the backing plate. I'm gonna try to get covered in mud though. Okay. So I put the emergency brake on and guess what? No sound. Now of course it's probably gonna stick, but this has a drum for the emergency brake, kind of like my BMW does. So we'll go ahead and pop that bad boy out. That's got a different sound. It's definitely an emergency brake. I don't think I did that side brake, emergency brake. I think I have all the parts for that. That's a good sound. So I did the right thing and put the emergency brake on full and revved her up. And just disengaged the emergency brake. So let's see if she's still making squeaky sounds. But I'm glad it's not the rear end. So I just dealt with that. Here's second gear. Okay, well this at least tells me it's not the rear end. It's the brake. I could care a little less about the brake. I think I'm getting exhaust fume sickness here. We'll shut her down. So on 480 going downtown Cleveland, I'm gonna pick up Sophie. I'm gonna go see Catherine Blanchford. She's coming. So hopefully that'll be a fun evening of comedy. Unfortunately, everybody's driving like their grandmothers in the car, but it is what it is. Heading to the comedy club, East 4th Street. It's like a little party down here. I think it's down that way. She hates this song. I don't know why, but she absolutely hates this song. And they play it all the time on 70s on 7. Okay, this is working. This is a precursor to getting the next car lift in here, is being able to move this. So it's kind of like a test run. I want to clean up and see what's underneath here. There's things. I found a wrench already. So this is working out okay, good. Well, we got moved out here. You can kind of guess what's going to happen here. I can't push anymore because I'm on the sconge. So this is the transmission leak. So there's like 3 major problems with this car. One is I got a brake line leak. Put it on a lift. It should be easy to fix the line. I got a transmission leak. Put it in the air. Depending on what the problem is, take the transmission out or whatnot. Then I've got a head gasket leak. So, but I can't push it any farther here, so I need to clean this up, which was the goal pretty much all along, is to make sure I can move it and then clean this up, because it's just got to get cleaned. Probably just going to throw those out or put them up there. I don't know. Those came from our old van. This I may or may not use. It's a burner, natural gas burner. Came with some of the concrete. These are my bike tools. I got this nice Kennedy toolbox a while ago, and extra parts. I'll probably figure out where to put them there. The one speaker's pretty good. It is smaller than the Onkyo. The Onkyo's actually a fairly decent mechanical speaker. But I think I like the sound a little bit better on the Polk. Probably the bigger thing is, I don't like this. I want to put another one over there, so I got to get a long power cable for that. I got to look in the basement, maybe string a couple, and I'll just staple it along the top. But that's where I'm going to put the other one. And having a smaller speaker is advantageous. So we got some room. Yeah, so those I'll probably donate. I think they're fairly good quality. They're probably not an acoustical upgrade. They're in pretty good shape. Well, no, it's starting to crack. I've had these for at least 10 years out here. Yeah, it's starting to crack. It's a good box. It's a pretty box. So we'll deal with that later. But yeah, that's the goal. just fill up the room. I was thinking about just adding these speakers, but I couldn't figure out another place to do like quad stereo. So anyhow, time to scrape. Not sure how I did it, but I rotated it. That's gonna have to come back. Well, anyhow, I should be able to clean up most of this, and it's pretty scroungy. That is the right tool, the scraper. It's doing well. Well, it ain't perfect, but it's a lot better. There's a lot of crap there. Goo, schmooze. I think once I put this back out, if I can roll it back a little bit farther, I can get this front part and get this all done. Okay, taking a rest break. So I found these cable ties. I don't know what I was doing there. Some various screws, nut, washer, and a praying mantis. So there were dead bodies underneath there after all. I just got to go back a few more feet. Fortunately, I got the wheels pointed the wrong direction. It's really hard to push, so I'm trying to pull. It's heavy. It's like 4,300 pounds. Okay, we're gonna take a little break, clean this up, and push her back, and call it a day. I gotta get rid of that box, this. There's another box. I give these to one of Joe's friends who has like she sells antiques online and on FaceBase and other places. So I collect this at work and give it to her. Like Home Depot likes to wrap everything in paper when they ship. So at least somebody gets a second use out of it. They figured it out. You can come outside and watch me. One of those is banned because she's been just tearing into my lawnmower. I got to rewire that next couple weeks. She's torn all the wiring out. Wires everywhere. The other one's banned because she still likes to run away. So, safety towel. This is one of those dig-in estate sales. I love the old plastic camping wear. Behind the bar is a little stereo with it. Reel to reel. What kind is it? Zoom in. It's Olsen's. Used to be like a Radio Shack before Radio Shack disappeared. Rowing machine, an old-fashioned jukebox. Looks like a tail fins off of a Cadillac. And there's all your records. We got BB Bop, ABBA, Sunshine Band, Neil Sedaka. I think he just died. All sorts of great treasures that I don't need. Do you like these? I used to read these as a kid. I had a set of these. I don't know what you call them, the Golden Book Picture Atlas. I don't know what. This is the scary part. This is why we bring a flashlight. I have one of those. That's for bending conduit for electrical. Might be owning that a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. Looks a little moldy. That is cool. Old 50s stove. Covers. What's in there? Very cool. So, this is a Willys Jeep. It's got a convertible, a little flathead Ford. I assume it's four-wheel drive. This is definitely a classic. Column shift. That ragtop. Apparently it's already sold. Don't need a little leather metal lid. Walker. Yeah, Willys Overland. Willys, of course, became Jeep, which was part of American Motors, and then it was part of Chrysler, and now it's part of, I don't know what the hell it is part of now. Gear puller. Well, I escaped in one piece from the sale. That was originally $10. These are handy clamps because you can use them one-handed. Got another one of these because mine doesn't work. This is an auto lighting torch. I have one of these, but this one looks more complete. Mine's falling apart. The rubber bands are going. I'm not quite sure what this is. think it's for grinding valve seats. It's got, yeah, and then you put in the appropriate size valve guide. It's a Craftsman. This is just handy for cleaning out passages and engines, whatever. This is the one. Oh, I gotta fix that. Big chisel slick. So hopefully next couple weeks, month, 2 months, I'll be using that on that. So she's gonna need a little work. She's a little mushroom, a little bent. So we'll work on that. No idea if this fits the Marauder, but you know, I bought a whole bunch of spark plugs. I think auto lights what's used in there. Little pointer thing with a magnet on it, so for finding things. Tune-up kit. It's Ford 68 through 73. You know, it's the one of my cars listed in here. Mercury Comet, Montego, Mark IV. Should work. If not, probably sell it on eBay. Looks like it's like 48 cents, so this might be a little old. Some little light bulbs. Hopefully they'll fit for the dash. These, because they're just fun. 1969. They're little screwdrivers and they ratchet. So if we pull this out, which apparently I can't do one-handed, you got yourself a shitty Phillips and straight blade. Then it ratchets, typically. But this one may not ratchet. What's a Ford? Whoa, enhance. I mean that. There you go, Ford screwdriver. Then a pencil. They're gonna have another sale there. They had a whole backyard house thing full of stuff. So it turned out to be a really nice day. It's still in the low 60s. It's not supposed to rain tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna move that out when it's a little drier and bring that over here and start putting it back together with the wiring and whatnot. But that finally dried out for the most part. That was good. Looks like I never moved. So I noticed this. It's a Bell system. This was a telephone company tool, but we're gonna have to carefully heat this up and bend that back and put her a little bit straighter, maybe a little mushroom. Then I'm going to have to make a handle for this. So it's going to be a little bit of fun. That's a job for different.